Jonathan could emerge APC presidential candidate for 2023. Recent developments in the nation's political arena seem to predict a surprise event that may occur in the nearest future. Recently, there had been several radical coincidences within the camps of the two giant political parties in the country, PDP and APC, which suggests Nigerians should be ready to expect the unexpected. The former president, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, might just become the preferred candidate for the APC, or possibly a party that may emerge from APC. The situation surrounding the political power play in the country may likely favor the erudite professor. However, certain decisions may have to be established. In my view, there are certain events ongoing within the political space that gives credence to these facts, and they are as follows. PDP's lose in the last gubernatorial election in Bayelsa. During the period to the election before, there were reports of a fallout between Jonathan and the then governor of the state, Seriki Dixon. Apparently, it was clear from the outcome of the electoral results that the former president was not in agreement with either the government or its ideologies, or with choice of the party candidates. Rumors also had it that Jonathan's household drummed support for the opposition. This is an indication of a possible switch of allegiance. The growth going presently in the APC party and within its hierarchy signals a political clash of interests that may affect the center. Some of these rumblings are indicated in the present Edo State crisis between the governor and the national chairman of the party. The recent past saga of claims by the Southwest that the vice president is being sidelined by the presidency. The case of Amotekun that is seemingly creating disagreements amongst party stakeholders in the Southwest. The ban of Okada in Lagos that is rumored to be politically motivated by a sect of the people, and the struggle in Kano between the governor and the emir over what looked like a superiority battle. These events may escalate and create cracks within the decision-making arm of the party that may weaken the union, thereby giving room for an opportunist. Inasmuch as it may seem that the region is inactive at the center of national politics, it remains a major factor that could determine the swing of power in the coming presidential election in 2023, and that may influence Jonathan's candidacy just as it did 9 years ago. The United Nations appointment of Jonathan shortly after he made history by becoming the first incumbent president to lose power to an opposition candidate in Nigeria placed him in the eye of Nigerians and the entire world as a true democrat and a man of peace, therefore making him the possibly most preferred candidate over hopefuls such as Tinubu, El-Rufai, and Obasanjo and Osinbajo. What may have prompted this visit? Jonathan's recent visit to the villa. What may have prompted this visit? Was he invited, or did he just go uninvited? What did they discuss? These are many more has been and may remain questions that Nigerians will keep asking until periods to the presidential election in 2023. Honestly, this is really ridiculous. It's really ridiculous what we are just after in this country. Who is going to be this? Who is going to be this? But the problem, who is going to do the right thing with all the problems that we have on ground? Who is going to do the right thing? The same way when Jonathan was there, the whole thing at the end of the tenure, everything was just going abnormal, and that was when this APC came on board, and they used all those avenues to come into power. And now we are going the same route again. Of course, one will be wondering, because Jonathan has been frequenting Aso Villa, But the question is that, what are we really expecting? What do we really want? Is it that, because of sentiment, because of whatever? Is the person capable? That is the question. Not trying to say, he considered defeat or whatever. Of course, all of these things are just wishful thinking by this by this writer, and and the person that wrote this article is a choose legit. So everybody is just insinuating, because a lot of things that you'll be seeing, will tend to make you think, oh, what could be going on in this direction or the other direction. What is that problem? What is that thing? When you are seeing some things, it gives room for people to speculate a lot of things, but it goes beyond that, because most of the time you don't just wish away all of those things, or you don't just sweep them under the carpet, because at the end of the day, those things that always, those things that always come as a rumor or whatever people call them, fake news, tend to come to be reality. People will like, oh, and somebody said it before, somebody said it before. But because people just feel like, oh, it's nothing, and people don't pay attention to it. But by the time it will now come as a surprise, maybe it will now be too late. So most of the things at times, and when we hear, it's just for our own good, so that we'll be able to look at all of those things. Whether this is true or not, in my opinion, is that why is it that we are just focusing on who gets this, who is going to be in charge, who is not going to be in charge, but we fail to see who is able to do the right thing. Antecedent of people, whether Goodluck Jonathan comes in or whatever, it is inconsequential. Whosoever that wants to come should be the person that will be able to do things, not that out of sentiment. Oh, this person was maltreated. Oh, this person fit to be there. Oh, this person is from our place. That is all the things, those are the things that we put into considerations when we are electing leaders. People don't just go into the real thing, the nitty gritty of, when you talk about credibility, when you talk about competence, when you talk about political way to do things. People don't look at all of those things. They just bring in religion, sentiments, and what have you. And that is why we are still where we are today. We are not moving forward. We are retrogressing as a people. Who would have thought that by this time, what happened between 2014 and 2015, that we'll still be experiencing worse things now compared to that time? Who would have thought like that? Everybody's expectation was so high there. Oh, as Buhari, was coming, that is going to change the narratives, and that was what happened. But at the end of the day, disappointment is what people are getting up to this moment. And someone is saying here is that if that goes beyond speculation, Nigeria will be better with Jonathan back to Aso Rock. It's a welcome development. Goodluck Jonathan does not understand the psychology of a military officer who fought wars. Buhari has evidence of how money were looted in the last regime. For a leader who has an agenda for fighting criminals, banditries, looters, kidnappers, borders, creek and pipelines vendors, cannot hand over to Goodluck Jonathan. If Nigeria needs Jonathan as president, I will support him. I love and cherish his style of leadership and a man of peace. We need peace in Nigeria. Just like I said, a lot of people are just falling into different things, but they are not talking about who is credible to do things. Someone is saying, oh, somebody who understands it, who are those who have looted, who have done this and this and that, cannot hand over. Who are you not to hand over? Did somebody now hand over to him? But it goes beyond that, in my opinion. Who is credible? That is what we are talking about. Who is credible? And the people that you think they are credible, even when they get there, will they be able to, pull the trigger? Will they be able to have that political way to do things? One thing is to be competent. Another thing is to have the political way to do the unimaginable that will be favorable to the masses. There are two different things there, but a lot of people are seeing things from a different angle. Someone say very illogical and sentimental analysis and assumption. He has lost my vote already. Everybody with their own opinion. Goodluck Jonathan will be the most unreasonable fellow in Nigeria to come canvassing for votes again in Nigeria for any elective post. Much as I love him, I will never vote his way. He should settle down with his family and enjoy his labor. Let him not allow anybody talk him into elective post again. In Nigeria, people are eager to rule, always claim to have constrained by the wishes of the people to run. He will be a fool to fall for such. Someone say, not in our generation again. So, like I said, it could be a wishful thinking, or people are insinuating, or it's been frequenting. Like I said, it's been frequenting the Aso Rock. People will be wondering what could be happening and all of that. And with what happened in Bayelsa, anything can happen in this country. The more you look, the less you see. So, guys, what do you think? Let's have your opinion down in the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye.